The neck on this mandolin was in two pieces as of last Friday. It's almost ready to string back up. To see a little bit more on this and to hear the wonderful comments from many of our visitors to the rental retreat, watch the rest of this video. Hello my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Workshop. Today is Tuesday, August 9th, and we will be playing this evening at Dickey's Barbecue in Rolla, Missouri. Join us if you can, around 6 o'clock p.m. The clamps that you saw in the previous little clip were holding this strip of wood over the truss rod. I have got the truss rod back in it, so now I am ready to glue the fretboard right back on this baby. If you want to see a close-up of the repair, there's what it looks like. It's a real long scarf joint, and I don't know if they call these scarf joints on a neck because of a neck scarf you could wear. I don't know. But I don't know how scarf got its name, but that's what they refer to them as, scarf joints. And that one's about as good as it's going to get. You can't feel the transition there. If you were blind, I promise you would not know the difference between the feel. Same way here, it feels just as smooth as it can feel. I'm cheating it a little bit and letting it get just a hair thicker back in here again, more than it probably was originally. But that's one of the reasons it broke originally. It was very thin neck and did not have this extra reinforcement right here. That doesn't get in your way. You can play up here, no problem. Your hand moves back behind that, so that's not an issue. And but yet it also strengthens this area, so when you cut all that out for the truss rod or for the truss rod nut, then you've still got all that strength there. So, and the fact that this is made out of maple now versus mahogany, it's exponentially stronger. You might say, well, what about the glue joint? Well, in almost 40 years of doing this, I don't recall a glue joint ever breaking. So there you go. I guess I'll just stand on that. I think it's as strong as it ever was, probably stronger than it was when he got done building it the first time, because of the fact that it was mahogany, because of the fact it was extremely small there. You'll have to wait and see the full video series on all of that and see how it's all put together. One other thing I'd like to do this morning, this journal is kept up there at the rental retreat, and people write in there their comments. Until yesterday, I really hadn't looked in the book to see what the comments were. My wife does, of course. She's up there, she cleans it and does all that maintenance and things while, after each guest leaves. We had a lady staying there with her two kids yesterday. And so I'm going to start at the most recent comment, which is from one of the kids. It says, "I love the farm, Amelia." So thank you, Amelia. And then the mother wrote, "Wow, just wow. Our one night / day that was intended to be a stopping point during a travel turned out to be a relaxing mini vacation for our family. Fishing, learning about guitars, Native American artifacts, not to mention the fantastic home, so relaxing. My son said he never wants to leave Tucker and Bella," which are our dogs, Tucker and Bella. "We wish we could stay longer. Thank you so much. Kate, Luke, and Amelia." And then Kate put a note out on Airbnb also. Now keep in mind, Kate knew nothing about our videos and the fact that I built and repair instruments, though I do offer a shop tour to anyone that stays up there. Kate says, "Don't pass this place up. It is what Airbnbs should be." So that was her comment. I'm just going to take them in order and read just a couple more that are in reverse order. So these are the most recent stayers, because there's a lot of them in here, and I'm not going to bother you with all that. This next one says, and I haven't read these, so I don't know what they say. Marvelous is an understatement. The stay here was more incredible than any hotel. From the I can't make out that word, hard work Susan puts into the land to the sincere interactions they provide, this will be a close kept memory for years. Thank you for all the hospitality. And there's 4 or 5 people that signed that. There was 4 or 5 people that stayed there. Again, these were Airbnb customers. Tim Carter, he was in our live show last Thursday evening, as you recall, and Tim Carter stayed here, and he says, Sue, Jerry, and Emery, thanks for the wonderful hospitality. I always enjoy the visits, and this time having a chance to pick and sing a few was an added bonus. And then the last one, I'll just read one more before that. And again, these were people that were not necessarily here for instruments, I don't think. Mandy and Corey Schulte from Wisconsin. Thank you for the visit. We're so glad we found this place. Truly a hidden gem. Our kids had a blast grooming cricket, kayaking and swimming in the pond. It couldn't have worked any better with your grandson being here, our son having a playmate. My grandson Trinian was here when they were here, or this may have been Leighton, I'm not really sure. I think it was Leighton actually. Anyway, they go on to something they appreciated the tour of Jerry's shop and also learning about the treasures you found here on the property. Those would be the ancient artifacts. Anyway, I just thought you might want to hear a few of the comments, and that's only a few. I mean, there's just bunches of them. Lots and lots of people have stayed here now, and we've heard really nothing but really wonderful feedback. So that's going to be about it for today. I'm going to go ahead and get the fingerboard glued back on this baby so that by tomorrow, hopefully, I can finish this up. I'm going to stain this, of course, to try to match it. In fact, maybe we'll just stain it right here on video right now. Let's see what that does. Why not? I will warn you ahead of time, I'm not really concerned about the looks. I was totally concerned about the strength. The strength is the only thing that matters. If you don't have strength, the looks you could care less about the looks because it won't work. So once you get the strength, now we'll try to make it look as good as we can make it look. And maybe this will be a feature rather than some problem area. I thought I'd start off with what they referred to as light brown on the Fiebing's leather dye. Honestly, I don't think of this as being really light brown. Most everyone says that it's got more red in it, but that's okay. We're just gonna start here and go with that. You can see there what that looks like. It's not gonna match. I knew that when I put it on there. That's okay. I was going for strength. I wanted maple because I know maple is way stronger than mahogany. And since I had it in the right size, I used the curly maple. Plain maple would have matched it better, to be perfectly honest with you, but I didn't have a piece of plain maple in the size that I needed to fit this area. So we went with curly maple. And quite honestly, I think that looks pretty cool. I don't see a real problem with that. But that's just me. Maybe my taste is different than your taste. Maybe you'd have a fit if this was your instrument. And I would say, well, then just take it to somebody else who's not colorblind, number one, and who you think would do a better job and make it last longer than I'm going to make this last. I'm not so sure you'll have a lot of choices in that regard. I know there are lots of really good repairmen out there, but finding them is the hard thing. You know what? I think I'm just going to call that good enough, at least for now. That looks pretty good to me. I don't see a real problem with that. It doesn't match exactly, but you know what? I think sometimes when you call attention to something that don't match, it becomes more like a feature. And I don't really see a problem with that. Once we get some clear finish over that, I think it's going to look pretty good. I'll check with my wife just to make sure I'm not completely screwing up here, because I never know by color. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little update on the status of the mandolin and getting to see how it looks after we color it. Doesn't stand out nearly so much now, though it does still stand out some. And you know, maybe I'll have to do more here because of where the old finish was. You know, maybe I should just remove all that old finish and just make it all the new finish so it doesn't, you know, have a problem blending. I don't know. I'll think about all that, and I'll be doing that in the main video. So hopefully you'll watch that when it comes out. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow.